But basically, I'm gonna be covering 3 sections. So first, it's gonna be my story so you guys can understand my background. Second, why YouTube. And third, I'm gonna cover the CCM process so you guys can be able to replicate it for yourself. So by the end, you guys can go just copy our strategies, our techniques, and implement it for your business. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So before I get into my background and more about me, I just want to cover why this action matters. So I've done over 150 million views when it comes to online marketing in general, long form content and short form content. Obviously $3 million in generated revenue as well, and the results are here. But why am I so focused on YouTube? YouTube is the strongest platform when it comes to high intent viewers, in my personal opinion. And I'm not just the only one saying that. The actual data shows for it. So if you look at the data, it says 85% of adults use YouTube, which means whoever you want to sell to in the audience is actually on YouTube. But you don't know how to target them. So that's the problem. And today, what I'm here to do is to show you the how, so you can actually get a similar result like the one you see on the screen right now. My boy Alex, he was supposed to be here, but he did 300K last month with his info product by selling it on YouTube. And that traffic came off of YouTube. And then my boy PB, 235K in 10 days through YouTube as well. So that's what I'm going to be breaking down. So let's get straight to it. So you guys know I'm not lying or capping about my results. Here's my boy's Rez. You guys have probably seen him before somewhere. We basically did $1 million cash target from YouTube. Took him from 0 to 50K subscribers in just 3 months. And the proof is in pudding. Tell them about our scripting process, how we run it. Their first $1 million month came from YouTube Organic, and these are just some of the videos that we produced. So now as you guys know, I'm legit, we can get into more about my story and who I really am. And you guys might see me before. I am a 20-year-old kid, but I'm on the stage for a reason. So basically, in the last 2 weeks, I've done over 5 million organic impressions on short form content. I still think YouTube is better. I just bought my dream car at 20 years old, AMG GLE 63S. I also have over 6 figures in investments when it comes to real estate and stock. So I'm just not some random person. And those some people you guys might know as well, Sebastian Doden, Walt. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of backstory before we kind of get into the YouTube value as well. But who am I? I'm gonna cover this story as fast as possible. Basically, I grew up in an immigrant household. My parents are entrepreneurs, and that basically is how I got my drive for everything. Long story short, I started off by playing Fortnite. I don't know if you guys can relate to that in any way, but it's kind of a different time. It was a great time when I had it. And essentially, I also played high school basketball. So long story short, COVID came by. I couldn't hoop. I couldn't play Fortnite anymore. The game wasn't my thing, but I knew I wanted to make money online. So how could I do that? I was editing videos for myself, and I was like, shoot, why not edit videos for other people, right? So long story short, I started editing videos for people like Beige Rug, Baladas, NRD, Esports, and I became a freelance editor for 2 years. And eventually, I came across some of you guys might know Iman Ghazi. He gets a lot of hate in the online business space, but to me, he's firstly a Joe. He's done a lot of great things, and I learned that I could monetize my skill and create an agency. So what did I do? I started creating short form content videos for names that you guys might know, like Neon, Alex Sedlak, Champsy Graham, God Soul. And this is how I started getting my feet wet in the online business game, essentially. After a while, I realized I could charge more if I moved into this online business space, and I was actually more passionate about online business. So I transitioned from short form content more so to long form content. So I started working with people like Tingle Leverett, Men's Teaching Fashion, Nathan Nazareth, Cardinal Mason, Joel Kaplan, and this is where I started getting my knowledge around YouTube. But where I started creating the CCM process, which I'm going to explain to you guys later in this presentation, is basically before I went to college, or around that time, before I got there after my first semester, I was working with a company called The Go Farner for 4 months. So I was working with them. I went through tons of courses and trainings. Long story short, we ended up generating $115,000 in just 115 days, all through YouTube Organic. And during these 4 months, and with all the other strategy that I learned as I came up, I was able to develop what the CCM process is today. So that's more on the backstory. I want to also cover why Content Cash Media, which is my company. I might say CCM here on stage. First of all, it's not only me. I have a full-time team behind me. They've generated tons of money and views through YouTube Organic as well, and also short form content. And if you want to make money off of YouTube Organic, this training is for you, and it will be valuable. I promise that. And just pay attention, because I'm gonna be giving tons of sauce, and I'm just not bragging about our company or what we do. We've had 50 plus people vouch for our company, whether it's testimonials, case studies, results, whatever the case may be. So I just want to give you guys, once again, the most possible amount of value in the shortest amount of time. So to get into the biggest shift, this is going to be the second part of the presentation. So I'm going to be covering why YouTube. And in my opinion, the biggest shift is YouTube, because you don't need hella views to actually make it work. And I know the question you're probably asking right now is, will YouTube work for me? Will YouTube work for me? How can I actually implement it? And the answer is yes. All you need to do is actually position yourself in front of the right audience, which is why you actually don't need tons of views to turn your content into cash. And YouTube actually rewards you for being able to target your ideal customer profile. So it's more of a high intent platform, unlike short form content. So you don't need tons of impressions or views or likes to actually be able to target who you want to hit. And we have clients like you see on the screen right now who have low subscribers, like my boy Sebastian. They're into subscribers with over $120,000 cash collected through YouTube. Julia here, she had changed her niche twice on YouTube. We also had low views with her, but she made over 6 figures as well. John, and then the growth partner. So at the end of the day, you can post these simple videos, but if you position them properly in front of who you want to sell to, that's how we actually make money with YouTube. I'm gonna be covering the strategies that we actually use to make this possible. So why do I think YouTube is the #1 organic channel for entrepreneurs? Obviously, there's more proof of like the actual results that we made, and I'll cover these. First things first, there's evergreen traffic that comes with YouTube. So you can literally like post a video, and unlike Twitter or IG or TikTok, where you might have a pop-up video last for 1, 2, 3 days, with YouTube, you can post it a year later, it can still be getting views, still be getting subscribers. I mean, I'm sure you guys see it as well. Like there's literally videos of people that have died that are still on YouTube, and they're able to have their impact spread out through their content. So that's how powerful it is. Second is search plus recommendations. So with YouTube, you're not only getting the benefits of them like bringing the proper audience to your content. People search up videos all the time. So if you're once again able to position properly. But second, like even if someone searches on Google, or they find you on, let's say, an ad, and they search up your name, they're able to find your content on YouTube and actually binge watch that. The second part is recommendations. So when on YouTube, the platform actually brings viewers into your channel. So when you create content, YouTube basically is able to figure out who you're trying to position your content to sell to, and they're gonna be bringing in that proper audience, and they're gonna keep recommending it to people that you wanna sell to. So that's like the best part about it. In my opinion, long form can convert better than ads or short form content. But let's say in your case, you are running ads or short form content. The best part is that it can actually nurture that traffic. And so it's not really like you're not losing anything. If anything, it's a win-win with YouTube, and it's a no-brainer to actually have it within your process. And at the end of the day, I think of it as a 24/7 sales rep. Like you're literally gonna be closing leads while you sleep. So it's just like, it works that way. Like for example, our client here, they run a $1 million per month like crypto investing offer. Their offer is a 15K price point. So he's literally said here, like he was binge watching the content and eventually paid them 15K cash collected from YouTube. So the process works. The results are here once again. This is like 166K for Ryan Clogg's company, who a few of you guys might know, but that's how we kind of think about it. And what you don't want to do on YouTube, I know I've covered why YouTube. I also want to cover what you don't want to do is, and you guys might see this as well, I will go on the platform and a lot of people are just copying people. Like that's not what you want to do at all, because what you do is you become a clone, you become a copycat of everyone else in your niche, and you don't want to do that, because at the end of the day, the people that win are originators. So you don't want to become like this meme right here. You don't want to be like everyone else. And if you do copy, you never end up building a true brand. Like people might see your content, but at the end of the day, you want your name to be tied to whatever you're selling. And that's what I'm going to show you guys how to do with the actual CCM process. So what is the content cash media process? I'm going to be covering the YouTube ecosystem and my $3 million framework and how it works. And I'm basically want to give you guys the fix to, you know, having that soulless brand that has kind of no personality to it. It's not original. You kind of feel cringe when you're making videos. That's not what we want to do. We want to create basically a process where you have an ecosystem where people have already bought your product or seen your stuff and they're still willing to watch. Like, and at the end of the day, you're just pushing your own propaganda and having people buy into you as a person, and then next have them buy into like your business model or your biz op offer. It's kind of the main thing of how I think about it. And there's really 5 ways that I'm going to be covering. First is going to be discovering who your ideal customer profile is. So I like to think of this as your pains, desires, fears, and motivators. What are the psychographics of your audience and how can you reverse engineer around that? Second, identifying your competitive edge. Everyone here has a way that they are different, unique, better than their competitors in the market. You have a strategy, you have a story, but if you don't say those things or show it, nobody's ever gonna know. And it's the same thing on YouTube. You have to figure out how to push your propaganda. Third is competitor research, which I'm gonna show you guys how to actually do. You wanna figure out what your audience is doing well that you can leverage in your own content, but where are they lacking, where you have a competitive edge and you kind of can gap them. So I'm gonna talk about how you guys can leverage that in your content so you don't have to be a copycat. And then fourth, how to actually leverage proven content formats. I'll show you guys how to do outlier research, the proper softwares we're using, and how you can leverage them for that. And then fifth, how to create an actual funnel. So we like to think of YouTube content as a funnel as well, just like you would think of selling a business offer. So top of funnel content, middle funnel content, and bottom of funnel content. I'm gonna let you guys know how I think about it when it comes to YouTube as well, so you can once again create the ecosystem that you see here. So this is some visuals from a recent YouTube video I posted. This is tied to the client that is doing $1 million per month, and they sell the $15,000 info product offer. And essentially, it starts with market sophistication and positioning. So like I was talking about, I like to think of it as your ideal customer profile is the main thing. So figuring out what are the psychographics, the pains, desires, fears, and motivators of your audience, and how can you reverse engineer those insights into actual video ideas? Because that's exactly what they want to see. That's what they're struggling with, right? Second, tapping into your competitive edge. So how are you different? How are you better? What is your strategy? What is your story? Like if someone goes to watch your video, why should they choose you over a competitor? And those things you have to constantly repeat throughout your content or nobody's going to know. And you're going to get tired of your messaging, but that's fine. Like at the end of the day, you want to be known for a specific thing and you want people to tap tap into that and recognize you for that thing. Third is basically the competitors. So you want to look at your competitors and see like what are they doing for their titles? What are they doing for their thumbnails? How can you improve on camera? Maybe it's scripts, maybe it's being more tactical in your videos. What does your audience truly want? You must figure that out. And the way you can figure that out is seeing what's already working for competitors and then leverage it for yourself. Second, I'm going to be covering how to do proper outlier research and kind of like how I think about the funnel. So at the end of the day, proper outlier research, we use basically two softwares for this. I use vidIQ first, and then I like to use MrBeast platform, which is called ViewStats. And when I basically use those, I guess outlier metrics you guys can kind of tap into is I use a 5.2x outlier score or a 10x outlier score, and you kind of can segment it out. That's kind of like complex, but I can explain it later. And when we have the content that you find on YouTube, you're basically looking for a way to make things newer, better. So when you do your competitor research and you have your competitive edge, you know your ICP, go and watch your competitors' content and figure out how can you make your content new plus better. So this is how you don't become a copycat. So let's say you find a video idea, you find something that works, you're gonna analyze that video, see other videos in the market as well, and think, okay, how can I make this new? What new information can I share? And then how can I make this better? What is my way of doing it? What is my strategy? What is my edge? And basically show that through the video and do that every single video. Third, and I'm gonna cover more so of the funnel as well, how we kind of think about that, but having top of funnel content, which mainly grows your audience, so it's actually gonna get you views and subscribers. Having middle funnel content, which is more so to nurture the leads that are coming in. So if they come from ads or they already seen your stuff on short form content, etc., they're able to get nurtured through that content. And then bottom funnel, how can you actually convert the audience? So these are simply like case study videos, and I'll talk about how that kind of works here. But with the ecosystem, what you want to do is maximize YouTube. And this comes down to really two ways. So first one is you want to actually make sure you're leveraging your YouTube content in all possible platforms. So for example, for me right now, I'm posting vlogs on YouTube and I'm having those vlogs clipped up. That's a huge reason why I have over 5 million impressions like in the last 2 weeks on content. You can also basically leverage this in your email list. You can leverage it on Twitter, IG, whatever the case may be. Pre-call sequence, like for example, on Brez's offer, they started using the YouTube videos as a pre-call and they would send that out in the IG DMs and people are getting nurtured. So when they get on the call, they already understand what their offer is and what they're doing. And then the second way that you kind of want to have this ecosystem work is being able to tap into insights to create fresh video ideas and then leverage everything I told you above. So for example, you will get sales objections, you will have DMs, you will have comments on your videos, FAQs. All these insights that you get from your audience can literally be turned into video ideas. Like they're live insights that you're getting yourself. Even like with the current clients that you work with or whoever you serve, they have pains and desires, but if you don't tap into them, you can't be able to supply the demand of what the market actually wants. And this is a way that we once again don't become a clone or a copycat within like the entire YouTube process. And that's how I kind of think about it. So, and I'll kind of break down. This is one of our clients, Alex. He was supposed to be here but couldn't make it, unfortunately. I want to show you guys how we think about top of funnel content, middle funnel content, and bottom funnel content. And he's actually collected 350K in 1 month off of YouTube. So with our first video that we posted here, this was more so just leading with social proof. So just talking about what he does. This is a middle funnel video, which is typically like a how-to or explainer video. Our second video that we posted, watch me live make $50,000 trading crypto meme coins. So basically we had found a gap in the market where this is how we kind of make content that's new or better. We figured out that people weren't really showing their process live. So how can we supply the demand? How can we fill that gap in the market? We go ahead and make a video that's more showing his process live. This is more bottom of funnel. It's very specific. It's showing what he's doing exactly. It's tactical. Third, this is another bottom of funnel video. It's kind of a client case study interview. Another like kind of, I guess, like thing that wasn't being done in the market. People weren't showing they had true client results. What did we go ahead and do? Have an interview where he shows he's actually getting his client results. And then this is more of a top of funnel video. This one nearly has 500K views now. It is basically a full course around what he does. And this one is getting people through search, but also through recommendation. So no matter what, people are coming through the channel, and this is top of funnel because it's growing our subscribers, growing our views, and it's going to keep growing forever because it's evergreen. That's the best part about YouTube. And all the other videos that you guys see here is like just us leveraging our process and system and how it really works. So this is Alex Choi. So you can search up his channel right now if you want to. I also want to break down what a money-making video actually looks like. You guys, like obviously I talk about, oh, you don't need tons of views, tons of subscribers, but we are actually able to get that for our clients. Like I talked about Alex. This is Anaya, who worked on her stuff too. Recent video with Sebastian Jordan, who posted this a month ago. We also do stuff with Brez, of course. But the main important thing is your idea. Without a good idea, nothing else matters. I've kind of talked about how we find ideas, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. For thumbnail and title, how I like to think about that is the thumbnail is what is going to get your attention on the video, and the title is what makes people curious to click. So when you're scrolling on YouTube, the actual psychology behind thumbnails and titles is you always will see the thumbnail first. After that, you have to think, okay, what title would make my audience curious to click? So think about it in that way, and it's gonna make packaging your YouTube videos way easier. For the hook of these videos, what we're doing is we're following a structure that Hormozy has kind of popularized, but here at CCM, we kind of do it a little bit different, but we think of it as proof, plan, promise. Essentially, the proof is just like giving people a reason as soon as they click the video, confirming that that click of why should they actually listen to you. Second, the plan is like, okay, what are you going to be covering in this video? So in this video, I'm going to be covering blank, blank, and blank. And the promise is like, you want to give them stakes on why they should actually stay to the end. So if they don't stay to the end of this video, what will they miss out on, or what will they not receive? And that's how you make us hook that's actually gonna make people wanna watch to the end of the video. After that, the body is also an important section where a lot of people mess out on. So I wanna give you guys sauce there as well. Basically we think of it as setup, tension, resolution, and then you open loop into another body. For the setup is like a mini hook. So what you're just introducing what you're gonna talk about. When it comes to tension and resolution, this is where a lot of people have problems. And what the common thing that people do is they will give the knowledge before they give the context on YouTube. And that's why people are clicking off your videos right away. They're watching your content and you're already giving them the sauce right away. So they have no reason to actually stay. What you want to do is give them context first, or give them a bit of tension on why they should actually listen to you, and then give them the value, the sauce with the resolution. And how we do that with the tension is I like to think of it as side questing your viewers. So for example, in our client videos, we'll use stories. So it could be stories of your client. It could be, let's say, like actual results or statistics. It could be an example you can use. It could be a metaphor, kind of giving them a reason of like why they should actually listen. And then with the resolution, you give them what they came for, the actual value, the advice, and then you open loop it again and go back to setup, tension, resolution. With call to actions, YouTube is cracking down on income claims. They're cracking down on hard CTAs, and they're actually striking channels. So what we've been doing here is making our CTAs very subtle, and we tie it into the proof that our client has. So we're not like over flexing, and we're not like guaranteeing any money, and we just allow it to flow within the script. And we typically do the CTA after the first or second piece of like value in the video. So just giving first, and then you can actually receive what your CTA is, how I think about it. And then with the outro, this is actually pretty important as well. What we're doing with our outros is we like to link people to another video. And how we will do this is we widen the curiosity gap. So, okay, you enjoyed watching this video, but in this video, I'm going to be covering this thing. And in that video, you can actually guarantee them a transformation, not really guaranteeing something, but just say in this video, you will learn how to do this thing. And the reason why we do this and send people to another video is it comes down to YouTube watch time session. So YouTube rewards you for keeping people on their platform. So if they're coming from one video and going to another, YouTube sees that they are binge watching your content, and they will push out your content to more of that audience that you want to hit. And that's the goal with it at the end of the day. Also with the outro, you can do a CTA, but how we think about it is we have our top link of the description be a YouTube VSL. So this can be like a free course video, a my story, or just like a main video you want to push your traffic to. Then the second link is more so your offer. And that way you can have people that are going to this video, increasing your watch time session. And then once they click on the YouTube VSL link, you can just hard pitch people there. So that's how we kind of think about it. And that's like the similar process that you guys see for all the videos right here. This is another case study. Like I said, my boy Alex was actually supposed to be here, but 0 to 30K subs in 5 months, 300K cash flow in a month, direct from YouTube, over 3.5K high ticket leads. And just like, these are some of our most popular videos and how we kind of ran it with him. So that's how that kind of works. And what can YouTube actually unlock for you, right? You guys are probably asking, how can I take action today? And I think honestly, like we did with Alex, the best way would be creating a video that can lead with your proof. So whatever you've done in your space, however you have a competitive edge, just create a video talking about that. I think another way you guys can get like 1 or 2 more videos is choose one pain or desire of your ideal customer profile and just make videos solving those and leverage everything else that I already talked about. And what I think this will equal to you is actually being able to target the direct person that you want to sell to. So high intent leads, it doesn't matter if you get tons of views or subscribers, as long as you start to build out your ecosystem, because you can leverage it with the people that are coming from ads, the people that are coming from short form content. So just getting stuff out there and being able to start, I think is super important. Second, it's evergreen. The content's going to be there forever. So even if it is a bad video, it might be able to grow over time, or you can see people start to interact with it that are already in your ecosystem. Third, authority and connections. I'm here personally because of my personal brand. And I think people only focus on the direct benefits on YouTube and not the indirect ones. So obviously direct, you can make money, that's cool. But I'm able to have authority. I'm able to go to events, able to connect with certain people that without posting on YouTube or without having a personal brand, it's hard to. And at the end of the day, it's really zero ad spend. So, and if you are spending ads, it only nurtures the ads that are coming with the YouTube content. So that's how I kind of think about it. And obviously, why do I think you should work with us? So today I talked about YouTube and our process, but as someone that is running a 7-figure agency and also, posting content myself on YouTube and short form content, it is very, very time consuming. So if you want this entire process done for you, or at a done with you scale, or at a do it yourself scale, you can talk to me after. You can DM me on my socials, or you can apply to work with us at our actual website. And I'm not just gonna like brag about our company or what we do, but obviously you guys can see the results on screen that people are saying about us. My boy Sebastian, you can see Faz talking about we have an insane system, because a lot of process goes into it. Obviously what I showed you guys on these slides is not really like as in-depth as possible, but I try to give as much sauce. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. At this point, you guys can really ask me anything. I am here to help, and I just want to give as much sauce as possible. So thank you so much. What'd you say? Oh, I got you. Let me see. Nate, NKG1. Yeah.
Question.
Sure.
So I'm Jeffrey. I'm in Miami.
Sweet.
Personal branding. I want to build a coffee shop studio one day.
Okay.
I'm passionate about that. Well, I got into the info product space just by learning how to build webinars.
Okay.
I've been doing it for so many people, but I'm not like passionate talking about that, right? So I'm gonna relaunch. I have a podcast called Me One Podcast. You're blessing that I'm gonna have all the speakers on here.
Okay.
But I love YouTube. YouTube's
For sure.
me so many different things. I tell everybody to do YouTube. I started doing videos just from my phone, just to tell people that I was doing the challenge in our group. Started doing it, and I was after Charlie Kirk on assassinated, because eventually I want to run for president.
Okay.
So I started talking about it. We did those things started doing really well, but I didn't want to be like always in that niche because I'm like kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah. Got you.
Well, because that I have a very loyal following, 100%, right? So because I'm passionate about the coffee thing, that's what I'm going to do. Just like Starbucks, it's my brother's dream. I want to do that.
Got you.
Am I better off starting a new channel, just doing my coffee interviews and stuff? Or should I just take my whole channel? It has like 2,000 subscribers and it's very consistent.
Got you.
And SRT files matter when you upload it.
Got you. So to answer your first question, like I said, when it comes to the audience on YouTube, YouTube is very specific. So once you're already targeting someone like with your videos, that's all they know. So if you're trying to like, let's say it's like going to McDonald's and they give you sushi, like it's just very random. So you would rather have two separate channels, one for your political stuff, one for the actual coffee shop stuff, and create content that way. That's the best way to do it and how we do it for our clients. It's why, like for example, Iman Ghazi now has like 4 channels, one for vlogs, one for business, it's very different. So yeah.
What do you have? Is Iman Unscripted?
Yep, Iman Unscripted, his main channel, and then he has the business channel. So they're all 3 different audiences, all 3 different ICPs, and that's how he's actually positioned like his actual content. So, and then your second question was, what was it again?
Because I'm having a guy upload a video right now.
Yeah.
One of my VAs, and he normally downloads my transcripts. We're talking about the 8 affirmations that help me get plans, right?
Yeah.
But he's like, boss, do I need to ask him if I need to do an SRT file? Because we were hearing before, if you download SRT file, you fold it, it gets the transcript, so it's highly SEO, it helps SEO. Does that matter?
I've heard about it before where we kind of like changed the name on the MP4 file. I don't think it really matters as much. I think in the day, like YouTube just wants you to make good content.
It's the script. You know what SRT script is?
Yeah.
So it's, you upload the script, maybe you change the name on it too, I didn't think about it. So it's basically having the transcript on it. Like it's important to have, you know when you go click on, you're doing the YouTube video.
Yeah, the transcript in the bottom, yeah.
Make sure you have that.
I feel like YouTube, they auto transcript your videos though, so I think they know what you're talking about. Yeah, it wouldn't matter.
My videos, just me doing them to my phone and uploading them,
Yeah.
putting a little link, I've got more views than us
Being overproduced, yeah, exactly. Yeah, they just care about you making good content. So if you can make good content, like YouTube will reward you at the end of the day. So yeah, that's how I think about it. Any other questions? You got one, bro?
Yeah, something I've seen recently is a lot of people, not a lot of people, I've seen some people take out like click photos page in their bio and just add a YouTube page. And I've seen like people run ads just kind of promoting a YouTube video.
Yeah.
So when you talk about more of like that social flywheel, how to integrate YouTube onto other platforms to get those viewers onto YouTube?
100%, bro. I'll talk about what we're personally doing for our clients. So like I said, we're using we have a main YouTube video that we will typically like push traffic to. So whether that's we kind of think of it as a YouTube VSL. So it's a video that's really selling your product, but it could be in the way of a My Story, it could be in the way of a free course, or you can even combine both is what we've done for clients before. And we will use those videos, like I said, so you can have it in the IG bio, because I know Brez has a YouTube video in his IG bio. You could use it in the DMs, all that type of stuff, but that's how we're personally using it. I don't know if you have any more specific questions around it, but it's you create one main video that you can push all the traffic to, and then people kind of get into the ecosystem that way, then leverage it on all other platforms. So email lists, when you post out a YouTube video, you can actually put it on your email list. Obviously, like with ads, people are gonna search up your stuff like that, but that's how I personally think about it. Yeah, got you, appreciate it. Any other questions? You right there?
First of all, I love your hair.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Liz. Anyways, so I'm launching a show next week.
Okay.
And the way the structure is kind of set up is in the middle of the talk show, I film my own ads with businesses that are partnering with on advertising. So I'm looking, I have my YouTube that I was running a show on 2 years ago.
Okay.
But it's laying dormant for these 2 years. Would you recommend starting a new page? One, this is a loaded question.
Okay.
Then 2, kind of the structure we set up was using something like OBS clips to edit the video. Does that drive down views if you use something outside of YouTube to make those clips?
Got you. For the first question, I would probably make a new channel. I don't have all the context, but I probably just would. I think because it's a different show, correct? Yeah, so I probably would make a new channel and just start fresh that way. And then for the second question, me personally, I don't think anything is wrong with Opus. I personally don't. I hired my clipper in-house, and that way I can kind of like control what's going out. I have no hate against Opus, but I would hire someone. I think you could probably hire a clipper like for under $1,000 a month, and they can post like 60 clips for you, so 2 times a day, and you can run it that way. So I would prefer, or I would recommend you do it like that if that helps. But you have any other questions around that or no?
No, but do you have anything else to tell me?
I don't know. I mean, congratulations on the show, but I mean, yeah, definitely second channel, and then I would recommend you hire someone in-house to just like clip up your stuff. So yeah, for sure, no problem. Of course.
So you focus a lot on long form.
Yep.
Too. Because I'm more of a short form person. So
Okay.
it's really educational. My question is that like I'm someone that's like in content creation and I also do for my clients.
Okay.
I'm someone who does like a little bit of both.
Okay,
How
sweet.
can I more focus on long form? What would the best starting stages for
Got you.
produce great content for the long form?
Got you. What do you like serve your clients with so I can get more content?
What I'm gonna do for my channel is I'm gonna talk about like all the weddings I've done that
Okay.
have gone wrong. So I'm multi-branding how to have a great wedding.
Okay.
How to do great. So my thing is that if someone was coaching me and they said, hey, don't talk about specific weddings in particular because it can cause issues with the client.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how to do long form of that. But
Got you.
also like make it like not so I
Got you. So first, so you don't get sued, I would make it like more broad, so no specific names. But the second way, actually like leverage the short form content angles that have worked for you and turn them into actual YouTube videos. So this is another way that we tap into like audience feedback and just like insights. I didn't really talk about it, but if you have short form content that's working, you can literally take that idea and make it into a YouTube video. But at that point, you have to YouTubeify it. So go, like I said, do the research, find how you can make it newer, better, and see what people in your niche are actually doing. But I would just take what's already worked for you and just double down on it, but create a YouTube video, then make it more informational. Yeah, so yeah, you don't have to make it like super short. So that would be kind of my advice for that situation.
Do you like how people are doing the AI videos now, like where you can actually do your story, but AI is telling the story, or do you prefer the more natural approach?
I prefer more of a natural approach personally. But I have seen those videos, and I think for YouTube specifically, obviously like a natural approach. For short form content, the AI stuff does work though, the AI voiceover. So yeah, that would be my reply. Of course, no problem. Got you. Best camera, there's nuance to it. I have like some Sony camera at home. I can get you like more specific like recommendations. I'm not like the biggest camera guy. I also have this Osmo. The Osmo's really good. This camera is amazing. I think right now they're selling it for like $500. I bought it for $800, but like prices are down right now. So I would recommend getting this. You can get the DJI mic and clip it on. For the format, it really depends on your offer and what you sell. So, I mean, I have 2 channels. So I have a personal channel, which I do my vlogs on. Then I have a business channel, which is more talking head. We have certain clients where they, for example, have like a junk removal business. So it's better for them to like be in the field and actually showing practicality, like what they're actually doing. So it depends what you sell and what your offer really is. And you can also, once again, do competitor like research and see what other people are doing, see what's working. And then if there's a way that you can think you can make your content better, you can tap into that. Maybe it's a mix of both like talking head and vlog. So it just really depends on like what you're selling and like what your audience wants to an extent. So hopefully that answers your question though, I don't know. And then you had a question too? Right, but.
What's your opinion on like claims in the titles?
Yep.
Like we had a video we worked really hard on.
Yeah.
They got taken down.
Yeah, they've been taking it down, bro.
Also like for policies, like violations, and also just for like trust
Yeah.
in the future. Like you said, like everybody's doing the same shit.
Yep.
That nobody really matters. So
100%. Yeah, we've had some clients that have had videos taken down or we have to hit like YouTube support to get it back up. What we've been thinking about it is no direct income claims, but I was talking to my lead strategist and he was like, instead of being like how to make let's say 10K per month, exactly like it's like how I'd make 10K per month if I had to start over. So you kind of tie it to yourself. So like it's not a direct claim on the audience is what we've personally been doing it. Cause yeah, the strikes are crazy. That's why we're not also going like super hard on CTAs. It's more like talk about yourself, not what they're gonna get. And that's like the biggest thing that we've been seeing on claims. Cause yeah, they have been taking down videos for sure. Here you go.
Do you think there's a difference between uploads directly from YouTube versus actually have? Is there like a difference in traffic?
I wouldn't say so. I think we upload all our videos from YouTube Studio, but I don't think there's gonna be a change in anything. I think it just comes down to like just making a good video at the end of the day. So yeah. And it performs well. So just figuring out what your audience wants, and I wouldn't go down to like the minuscule details. Like if you can focus on just like what they want and creating that content, supply and demand, is how I kind of think about it. Got you, sweet. Anyone else? You have another?
are you bullish on live streaming? in the future?
I think there's a gap in the market for that. My boy Pierre has been streaming more. If you guys know who Pierre is, that's my dog. Brez also started streaming as well. I definitely think there's a gap in the market because no one's doing it right now. And if you can do it properly, you can probably win. I'm personally, of course, not doing it. I don't think we even have clients that do it. But that's like, once again, if you notice a gap in the market where people aren't supplying it, why not go ahead and fill it? So I've seen Pierre do it, I've seen Brez do it, and there probably is some type of area that you can fill right there for sure. So yeah.
One thing I did really quick is people always pick our brains for advice and start. If people did it, I used to say, hey, we have to live streams on YouTube. And
Got you.
It's a strategy kind of sales call. And it's actually led to people buying because of
On the spot.
organic.
Got you.
That was something that just happened just recently.
Sweet. Got you. Yeah, I feel like also for our clients, like just making like the live videos has been good for us too. Like if you have something that is done live, just like showcasing in a video. But I definitely think like live streams, yeah, I think it's a gap in the market that people could take advantage of. No one's doing it right now, especially in the online business space. So if you want to take advantage of it, bro, just that's all you. Okay, sweet. Fire.
Where do you get the best clippers at?
Where I get the best clippers? I'm kind of tapped in. Mine's not the Philippines. I hired someone that was already, I like to personally hire people that know what my content is or are in my ecosystem. So the person that I hired for my short form content had already been watching my stuff, followed me on Twitter for a long time. He's already got killer results for other people. And I basically created like a doc of like my entire vision. So I think my advice to you would be like, if you are going to go hire a clipper, I mean, I would get someone preferably from the US or like Europe. But then before you just like hand off everything to them, like have SOPs, systems, like I went really deep on identifying like what I want my brand to be. So if you go watch my short form content, it's exactly that. I didn't just like hand off my stuff to them. So I would look on Twitter though, preferably. I'm a huge Twitter guy. You can hit me up. I can like probably see if I know anyone, but Twitter for sure is like my main thing for like looking for people. Then I'll go US or Europe, and then actually have intention when you're going to clips, like create something that they can follow. So you actually have that brand that's not cringe, that actually feels like you, and then people can tap into it would be like my advice. So yeah.
Okay, so I noticed some of the YouTubers that recognize that.
Yep.
Awesome job.
Thank you. Thank you.
A lot of them are like really like controversial. Right? What is your version of controversy, and like how does it like? Because the only thing I was worried about with my brand is
Yeah.
the negativity that could come with it. You know, it's gonna be no matter where you go.
Exactly.
So, like, how do you deal with that as well when it comes to the news? Is it just great for you to just go with it, or?
I feel like it just comes down to staying you and being like truly authentic you. Like, cause I mean, I get hate on my content now, and I don't know what I do to deserve the hate, but like, it's just like, you're gonna get hate regardless. So just like post what you wanna post. And I feel like that's where you become an originator. Like talk about what you truly wanna talk about, tap into where you think you're better, unique, where you stand out, and really like push that in your content. That's your propaganda that you're pushing. And if they agree with it, they like it, they buy from you. If they don't, it's not for them. It's how I kind of think about it. So that would like be my advice for it. Yeah, for sure. No problem. I think we have no more questions. Oh, we have one more.
Okay, I have all the questions.
Okay, you can talk to me after too.
Okay, top 3 mistakes new YouTubers make.
Top 3 mistakes new YouTubers make. First, not understanding who their audience is or who they want to sell to. Second, the first one ties into ideation, so I won't say ideation. Second is thumbnail and title packaging. So when someone like, they can't watch your video if it's not good enough for them to click on. So the psychology behind it over the design aspect is, I feel like, where a lot of people mess up. So when I talked about the psychology of like title and thumbnail, really nailing that down, you don't need complex designs for someone to click on the video. You just need to make sure it makes sense psychologically. And then the third aspect is not tapping into your competitive edge. Like you become a clone, you become a copycat. I feel like if you can get on camera, talk about what you want to talk about, then leverage proven formats is like the best way to win. You don't want to become a copycat. So if you can do those 3 things total, I think that's like a good start to your YouTube career. Of course, thank you. Appreciate you guys.